Hi everybody, this is Adam Ramsey. This is my final project for Windows Server Infrastructure. I'm doing a quick guide on NTFS permissions. Making sure that we have the proper NTFS permissions set on our system is going to be critical for security. NTFS permissions are used all the time, so having the proper ones set is going to keep our systems free from intrusion and keep them free from damage that's either intentional or unintentional. Permissions give us the ability to allow a set of users to access data while denying access to another set of users and giving yet another set of users maybe a permission to see the data but not modify it. It's important to keep in mind that NTFS permissions are separate from share permissions, although they do work in conjunction. And a couple of best practices before we get started. First of all, use either allow or deny permissions, not both. Using one or the other makes it much easier to calculate effective permissions. Second, assign permissions to groups rather than users. Doing so allows us to add or remove users much more easy. Plus, it's much easier to manage permissions for a few groups than it is for many users. And lastly, never deny full control to the everyone special identity. Doing so is going to lock out everybody, including the administrator, from that file. All we need to get started is a computer running Windows Server 2012 or Windows 7 and above, and yourself. NTFS permissions are super easy to set. All we need to do is open up a file browser here, browse to the folder or file that we are trying to edit the permissions of. Here I have a test folder in the root of my C drive, and we just need to right click on it and click on Properties. That's going to bring up the Properties dialog box. At the top of the page we have a few tabs. We're looking for the Security tab. Just want you to click on that, and this is where all of our permissions are listed. At the top here we have all of our security principles, either our users or our groups, and at the bottom it shows us what permissions are assigned to those security principles. In order to edit the permissions, all we need to do is click on the Edit button here in the middle of the page. It's going to bring up the Permissions dialog box. Again, at the top we have our security principles, and all we need to do is select a security principle whose permissions we're trying to edit, and either check or uncheck the boxes that are pertinent to the permissions. And we need to just click OK in order to accept our settings. If we need finer control over permissions, we need to set the special permissions. To do that, we need to click the Advanced button down here at the bottom of the Properties dialog box, and that's going to bring up the Advanced Security Settings dialog box. Again, you can see we have all of our different security principles. All we need to do is select a security principle we'd like to edit and click on the Edit button. That's going to bring up the Permission Entry dialog box. On the left you can see we have our basic permissions, and in order to find the special permissions we need to click on the link on the right that says Show Advanced Permissions. You click on that, it's going to bring up all the permissions. You can go ahead and change them as you need. Click OK when you're done. Click OK, and that's it.